Guys, FrugalBC coming at you with another Let's Algo live stream. That's right. We've got a lot of Algorand news today, as well as some very interesting stuff with ETH we're going to talk about a little bit too. Lots of stuff to cover with Algorand too. The charts have been very interesting, so we're going to talk about that today too. And yeah, we'll look at both the ASA charts and the Algorand charts. Like I said, a lot of really interesting stuff going on there. So, hey, just a reminder, guys, if you can hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And then we are going to get into it. What's going on in the world today? Very rainy day where I am at. I don't know how all you guys are doing. And I had a little trouble starting. Sorry about that. Had a little trouble starting late because for some reason my streamer just would not start, would not load in. So, but we're here now and we are ready to go. So without further ado, let's just get into it. So the big news, and you've probably seen a lot of people talking about this, is that Algorand has upgraded. There's a new Algorand upgrade and it's boosting speed, adding trustless cross-chain communication. This is huge for Algorand. So let me show you this. Let me show you this chart here. So you can see Algorand has increased its transaction speed, processing capacity, and cross-chain functionality with a major upgrade. Pure proof of stake blockchain Algorand has introduced cross-chain communication and transaction speed improvements with the latest upgrade to its protocol. So basically, it's going to upgrade from about 1,200 transactions per second to 6,000 transactions per second. So that's a pretty big. It's a pretty big upgrade. Maybe about four times the speed. So it's going to be faster. And I've always thought Algorand was pretty fast compared to, say, Ethereum, which is like 13. And we're going to talk about that because we're going to talk about the news next. It's going to be jumping up quite a bit. But right now it's at like 13 transactions per second. So Algorand definitely got that beat. Still one of the fastest out there. And what's really cool is the on-chain randomness capabilities. There'll be new tools for that. And let's see, they talk about that somewhere here. The upgrade also include increased block size to 5 megabytes and a sub 4-second block latency and finality. And then, of course, here's the cross-chain interoperability. I try to say that 3 times fast. Algorand of state proofs. The introduction of state proofs allows Algorand to securely connect to different blockchain networks without using an intermediary. Cross-chain interoperability and connectivity have mainly been powered by cross-chain bridges and validator networks. You've probably seen some of those, and have been subject to high-level exploits in recent times. So, yep, we're going to have interchain operability. I'm really curious to see more about how that is going to work. I think that's going to be really interesting. Something very interesting to see. So, we'll be diving into that more later on when we learn more about that. But I think it's very positive news for Algorand. It's good to see. And I'm happy there. So, hey guys, remember hit the like button. And at any point in time, if you're watching this live, you can ask questions in the chat, and we will answer them. And as always, our community is open. You can join our community to get extra stuff, special little chat icons and things like that. And at some point, I'm going to be doing NFTs too, I think. So that'll be coming. And also, we have super thanks and super likes if you want to support the channel. And if you're watching this on replay, we have a bunch of links you can follow for crypto deals. So be sure to watch out for that. But speaking of transaction speeds, we're going to switch gears just a little bit. We're going to talk about Ethereum and its upgrade because the merge is coming soon. And so I wanted to find like there's a lot of news about this. It's been going on for a while. The merge is supposed to happen September 15th. And it's going to, so remember how I talked about how Algorand was faster than ETH? ETH could actually be faster than Algorand after this upgrade. But I don't know, ultimately, they want to get it to about 100,000 transactions per second. Right, like I said, right now, it's about 13 transactions per second. So that's a long ways to go, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of speeds it's running once the merge is complete. So let's just dive into this explainer article here. Here it is. So this is from Reuters. I thought this would be a really good one to just kind of break down the basics since they're going to be writing for primarily a non-crypto audience. So this kind of explains the merge. So Ethereum blockchain that underpins the world's second largest crypto token, Ether, will soon undergo a major software upgrade that promises to slash the amount of energy needed to create new coins and carry out transactions. Here's what you need to know about the merge. Basically, what we're talking about here is ETH 2.0. It's been operating on a separate blockchain for about, I believe, about a year. I saw, and eventually there's it's kind of a process to merge them together. But what's basically happening is it's going to go from proof of work to proof of stake. And so what that means, is that it's going to work a lot like Algorand versus right now it works a lot more like Bitcoin where there's miners. I don't know what happens to all those miners. They can put ETH into validator nodes and you earn like 4%. I've seen some other places where you can earn much higher yields than that with your ETH. But of course, that always comes with risk. We saw what happened with Celsius, right? So you got to be really mindful of that kind of stuff. But and I do own, as as you know, I know I primarily talk about Algorand, but I do own other blockchains. I do have some Ethereum. I have some Bitcoin. Right now, all of it except for the early ETH2 is on my Algorand wallet. So I've converted them to Algorand versions of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I have Go ETH and I have PBTC, excuse me. And basically because I don't want to keep them on an exchange and I hate the wallets I hate MetaMask. I don't want to use MetaMask. And that is, so when I talk about some of the positives for ETH, like MetaMask is still a huge, it's holding me up because everyone hates MetaMask. It sucks. It's just such a pain in the butt. I just don't understand why they couldn't make a more easier to use wallet when the stuff on Algorand is so much easier, which is why I tend to do stuff mostly about Algorand. But let's dig into this article a little more because I think there's a little more info to share. Because I will say, if Ethereum actually turns out to be pretty good, I might do more stuff on Ethereum. So the new system, known as proof of stake, I like to put that in quotes, will slash the Ethereum blockchain's energy consumption by 99.9%. Yeah, of course it is. You're not going to have these mining rigs going. I mean, that's going to instantly cut down the electricity that it uses. I mean, Algorand uses next to nothing. Let's see. Let's go back down. Yeah, and the transactions should be much cheaper. High costs and slow transaction times are currently two of the main issues users have with the Ethereum network, and this should cut it down significantly. So the actual merge of the date should be around September 15th, is what they think. Is what most of us see this here. I've seen this in a lot of other places. You'll probably see some pauses in deposits and withdrawals during the merge, so don't be alarmed. I did get an email from Coinbase. Let me just see what it said. I'm not going to show it to you, but yeah, and they're allowing staking on their platform. They actually have been. They had it way back like last year where you could switch it over your ETH from ETH1 to ETH2. And I did that because I wanted to earn the staking, but then I kind of wondered about if I should have done that because it was pretty much stuck on there until ETH2 launched. Like you couldn't do anything with it. It's basically locked in there. And they were saying last November. This has been delayed for a really long time. So something to keep in mind. Anyway, I don't know if you guys want to hear more about ETH, but I just kind of wanted to explain that, just see if there's anything interesting here. Otherwise, you really don't have to do anything with your ETH for the most part. Yeah, it was supposed to be like June, and actually before that, it was way back. I mean, this thing is supposed to emerge a long time ago, so it'll be really interesting to see what the ETH merge actually does for ETH and whether it starts to behave a little more like Algorand. I'm kind of curious about it. Like I said, I'm not married to Algorand. I just think so far it's been the one that works the best. But if it actually starts working well and the transactions are cheap, it's possible I'll still do more. I will actually do more stuff on ETH, and you might see more content about ETH here. That said, the MetaMask is going to be a huge hindrance because I just hate it. I can't stand it. It's just it's the opposite of what I think something that's user friendly ought to be. Anyway, that's enough about that. I got some a little tough Algorand Foundation news. And apparently, the Algorand Foundation had some exposure to Hodlnaut. And that's now you guys are probably aware of the Voyager and Celsius situation where they basically paused withdrawals and later on went into bankruptcy, and everyone's wondering how they get their crypto back. Celsius announced they have some custody funds that they can give a little bit back, but it's still a long ways from actually getting all the crypto back, and it's probably unlikely that they're going to. Excuse me. But Hodlnaut was another one that's kind of going through the same thing. So let's take a look at that news item. Let's see. Today we're informing the community that Algorand Foundation has a $35 million US dollar coin exposure to Hodlnaut, which is a Singapore-based crypto lender. It was placed under interim judicial management after suspending withdrawals from its platform on August 8th, 2022. Does that sound familiar? Sounds exactly like Voyager and Celsius. So a lot of these crypto lenders way over leveraged themselves and were way too optimistic about crypto prices and how much they could drop. And so this happened. This is something Algorand Foundation did. They used this to earn a little bit of yield. It is the amount that they put in was less than 3% of the foundation's assets. They were surplus from day-to-day requirements. In other words, these were not operational funds. It seemed to be funds that they used to generate for the ecosystem development. So I'm guessing some of this went to some of the grants and stuff that they lend out. See, the majority of the investment consisted of locked short-term deposits that became unavailable following Hodlnaut's suspension of withdrawals. Yep. So if you felt bad because you got caught up in one of these things like Celsius or Voyager, well, a foundation run by like a pretty smart finance person fell into the same trap. So maybe you don't feel so bad. You probably still feel bad if you lost a lot of crypto though. But so Stacy Warden actually addressed this. Yeah, by the way, I think she should just call herself the Warden. I think that'd be awesome. I'd steer right into the crypto stuff, right? Just call yourself the Warden. You can start making like NFTs of the Warden. Maybe come up with some kind of outfit to wear or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being ridiculous. But anyway, she ate some crow a little bit here, and I appreciate the transparency. Let's just take a look at very transparent. It says on Hodlnaut, yep, bad mistake. We wanted to tell you all though, it's about being transparent, even if it brings FUD. Yeah, well, we're gonna talk about that word, but wrong move, of course. Hating ourselves, of course. Blame is 100% on me, my decision, of course. But I gotta say, wow, I lost my crypto. You know what on this one? Yeah, so I'm gonna read the rest of it, but anyone get the impression this sort of seems like it's kind of like the hello fellow students, what is going on? That's that meme with Steve Buscemi. It just seemed a little like she's like trying to talk the talk, I guess. But I'm not going to hate on her too much. I think it's it's good that she's being transparent, just saying, hey, you know what, bad, my bad, screwed up. I get it. Hey, I lost some crypto to Celsius too, so we're in the same boat. Obviously, I didn't lose 35 million. Fair enough, but it is what it is. Okay, so it's not like we don't know how to ask the questions, but it went like this. Any exposure to 3AC? No way. Any involvement in Terra Luna? Who, us? Of course, no. Any lending to et cetera, no, etc. every step. Paraphrasing, hashtag the big lie. They said they had Singapore government imprimatur. Term deposits were short, interest rate reasonable, reputation first class, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we yada, yada, yada. Can I even make Seinfeld references anymore? Are those like going over people's heads now? I don't know. I mean, we even shifted some other deposits to them when risk levels went up. Refer back to me hating myself. Yeah. Now I get it, man. Like sometimes you just don't know. But depositing funds with centralized crypto lending counterparties that have little to no regulatory oversight is a bad idea. Full stop. And I should have been smarter. I should have known better. You know what? I've been saying the same thing about Celsius. I'm like, why didn't I dig deeper on Celsius before I put like quite a bit of money in? If I just had a little bit in, I wouldn't feel so bad. But I went all in, man. Well, not all in, but I went a lot in. Let's just say that. Well, we're in court now. Hopefully, we'll get some back. No further exposure. It's too bad though, as short term deposits are the bread and butter of proper financial management. And though we were conservative, we still earned a few million yearly for the community this way. Yeah. So yeah, depending on how much money it is, I mean, it could end up basically being break even because they didn't make that much. But hey, what's up, Edward? Gil Martin, welcome to the channel. For my money, stick with ETH, ADA, and Matic. No Algorand in there? Well, hey, man, I don't know. Nothing I've tried on Cardano has really impressed me much. So we'll see about that. Like of all the stuff I tried, Algorand has worked. Algorand projects have just worked the best. So mostly that's what mostly what I cover on here. But yeah, if ETH gets a hold of it, the problem is ETH has to do this major merge just to become basically like Algorand, which it's been all along. So it's interesting, but yeah, I think I like that Stacy says, she really admitted what happened, and I appreciate that. I think she was pretty honest. And I'm gonna check this out. Coinbase is trending. Why is Coinbase trending? Oh, Luna, I guess Terra Luna, this is just breaking. It looks like Terra Luna is going to be listed on Coinbase, if I'm reading this right. I don't think that's why I don't think that's why it's trending though. It just must be just one of those things where so I just wanted to look through because I saw Coinbase was trending, and since we're live talking about crypto, I thought I'd check it out. But I think it's just because of the ETH2 stuff and the fact that they're going to list Luna. So at least so it appears. Hard to tell. Actually, I can't tell. This is the problem with Twitter. It's like some people are asking for it to be back. Someone else is saying it's actually happening. So I don't know. We won't get into unverified news on the channel too much, but let's go back. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, this one. It looks like Wyre is now going to be allowing. It's going to show up in my Algo, and in fact, if you go to my Algo now, there are like 4 ways to buy Algorand. In fact, I'm going to pull that up right now. So I did the one on MoonPay. So you guys saw that. And the problem with MoonPay, it's not so much that they have the fees, although I thought the fees were kind of ridiculous. But it's the fact that the fees, they're actually buried on a screen. So they never show you the fees. If you never went to look. All right, so I'm just going to go buy Algo. Yeah, you can buy it through Wyre, Transact, MoonPay, or Coinbase. So basically, it'll take you right to Coinbase, which is pretty interesting. When I did it, it just took me to my login screen. So I'm guessing I don't know if it takes you right to a page to buy Algorand. I didn't test it that far, but I think that's kind of interesting. So, well, we got some people watching the channel, so welcome. And just a reminder, if you have any questions today, if you leave them in the comments at the end of the program, I will be answering viewers' questions. So any questions you have about Algorand or other blockchains, if you want, I'd try to answer it. I know some stuff, but not a lot. But anything you want to ask about, or even just regular old investing, you want to ask about stonks, as they call them, I can talk a little bit about that too. So anything you want to know, leave it in there. And I usually go through my YouTube questions as well that I got through the week. And just a reminder, guys, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel so you can see all our experiments in crypto. That's the deal with this channel. The whole point is to run the experiment, try things out, and just tell you how it goes. Like I get really sick of the hype that I see on on crypto YouTube, and I wanted to be different. I want to be the guy that just does the experiment and tells you how it goes. Other ways to support this channel, there's always the thanks, super thanks, and super likes and super chats. All that stuff is available down below. So feel free if you like what we're doing here and want to support the channel. I appreciate that. And that'll help lead to more content down the road, because if I can do this full time, that'd be awesome. And let's see, what else? Oh yeah, if you're watching on replay, we got links down below. You can earn on you can get some deals on Lofty AI, tokenized real estate, and some other crypto stuff. So be sure to check out the links down below. And you can usually get some free crypto and other stuff, other goodies, and so will I. Oop, looks like I got Kitty Cat behind me right there. Kinda. He's kind of off screen, but anyway, I am not done with the news, I don't think, or am I? Oh, one more thing. We are in the middle of the vote for governance. So I don't know if you guys are participating in governance this time, but we got some governance votes coming up. So that's exciting. I'm going to take a look at Algorand stats here, because I think this is interesting. I've been following this for a little while. So the number of governors is the lowest it's ever been. It started out lower than what last times ended up as, but that doesn't necessarily demonstrate sentiment, because there are a lot of people who are doing this through DeFi platforms now, like AlgoFi and some of the other folks finance, where they offer a thing where you can participate in governance to still kind of use your crypto. So just to keep that in mind, that's what's going on there. But I think some of it's just sentiment. I know a lot of people have said they kind of lost interest in governance, and we are in the middle of a vote. It started September 5th. It ends the 19th, so you have some time. And here's what you're voting on. And I'm not going to read this whole thing. Here is the TLDR. It is measure 1, incentivize DeFi and governance by designating to them 7 million algos, 9.93% of the governance rewards for Q4 2022. Now, you remember last time they tried to incentivize DeFi with a much stronger proposal, and I think people just didn't like it. They thought it was just a little bit of an overreach. So right now they're trying to they came out with this one that's a little more scaled back, probably a lot more reasonable. I don't know how it's going to do, but we'll see. But yeah, then you can read more if you go to the forum.algorand.org. You can get feedback they get some feedback on this. And then measure 2 will allow liquidity providers that contribute to algos to dexes to participate in governance for Q4. So that's the other one. And basically, it's all about trying to incentivize DeFi, because that was kind of the problem is, if it's all locked up in governance, you're just not getting you're not getting any TVL, which is really important. It's a really important measure for blockchains. You're not getting liquidity flowing in and out of the market, and then what's the point, right? Like, it's just kind of dead. So that's what they're doing. You have till the 19th to vote if you are in governance. So keep that in mind. I have not been in governance for a while, and I just haven't been that interested. I just feel like there's better ways to earn money, and I don't feel like I really have a voice, because it seems like your vote doesn't really count unless you have a ton of Algorand. So that's just me. Let's see what else. I didn't do the crypto charts, so let's do that now. It has been really interesting. Yeah, usually I start with the charts. I just kind of forgot today. I was too excited. The news was really interesting today. So let's go to CoinMarketCap and let's see what we got here. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of green this week, and you'll notice the charts. I looked at this earlier, and ignoring the stable coins, all the charts look kind of the same. We've got Bitcoin up almost 10%, Ethereum up 14%, definitely boosted by that merge news, I think. But you'll see the same pattern over and over. They're all up It's all up and to the right with that little dip in the center. It's kind of interesting how most of these chains all move almost the same. Sheep looks a little different, but ultimately the same results at around 8%. Avalanche at 8%. Ethereum Classic up 22%. That's interesting. And then Cosmos up 27%. That's crazy. Cosmos, I like Cosmos. I've had a bag of Cosmos for a while. For a while. Let's see. Chain linking, good for Chainlink. Near, not good for Chronos. But they're all up. They're all up. Stellar Lumens, Terra Classic. Yeah, Terra Luna has been pumping back up. Terra Classic. Is that the same thing? Yeah, it's the same thing. Look at Algorand. Algorand's up 6.6%. Not bad. Not as good as some of the other blockchains. It's never been a strong mover. So if you're really interested in movement, Algorand's more of the coin that you actually use for things, in my opinion. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But I just think it's interesting that almost all these chains are following the same pattern. I mean, just look at those charts. Slight variations of the same pattern. Very, very interesting. Now, if we switch over to ASAs, this is where we see some crazy patterns. By the way, and just a reminder, this has become Vestige now, and you can actually connect your wallet and you can actually buy stuff. So I'm just going to show you really quick. If I go to Cosmic Gold here, so if I go like say, so I can buy 25, 22, 25 if I use 25% of my wallet, or I can just type in a number. I can actually buy Cosmic Gold right on here, which I think is pretty interesting. So this used to be Tiny Chart, and now it is Vestige, and it's actually an exchange as well as giving you values. So I think they're really going after. Interestingly enough, this is almost the same pattern right here that we were seeing before. This one too, but you see there's a lot more variation in the ASAs than there is in the layer ones mostly. Yeah, Cosmic Gold up a little bit as the game is about to come out. DeFi token is up a little bit. GoMint not so good. Algo gems up a little bit. Vestige down. Chips up a little bit. Yieldy down. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, remember Yieldy used to be always at the top of this chart. Look how much it's fallen. Because remember, this is measured by TVL, which means people just aren't using Yieldy as much. They're just not liking as much. It means they're probably not liking the project as much. Opulus doing well. Webland doing well, and Zone down a little bit. Okay. And then if we look at what's trending, Yieldy is popular, but also down. Day by day. Now, there's a new one I haven't heard of. And then Buttcoin. So I've talked about this on the channel before, but Buttcoin was basically an experiment to show how easy it is to start an AMA. It's crazy how easy it really is. It's like 4 forms or something like that. It's ridiculous. Anyway, it remains popular. Even the guy told people not to buy it. By the way, total side note, but I kind of like the look of this sock bot on Algorand. I think that looks kind of neat. Comet, I'm a big fan. I've been using that, and actually I like it quite a bit. I don't have anything in there right now. I will be restaking next Thursday. Let's see. And Dharma Network, this is a big gainer, but I haven't heard of that before. I think it's positive to not see like super huge gains. That means we got some stability in the market. Okay. Well, that's the charts for today. Oh, we have some. What is up, Miss Nesbit? Welcome to the channel. I'm going to read what you see. We got a lot there. Some SEC speculation around certain coins, Bitcoin, ETH, and their respective forks are unlikely to be registered as securities. Stopped using Yieldy. Yeah, a lot of people have. Actually, I'm in. Yeah, I believe there are better projects. I agree. In fact, so the only Yieldy I had was through staking and from an airdrop I got because I was one of the first people to use Yieldy. I just randomly read about it the day it came out and signed up and started using it. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And if you were one of the first, I think they gave an airdrop to users sometime in the first month, they gave a drop of like 5,000 Yieldy, and I ended up flipping that around and But yeah, the only thing I'm using Yieldly for right now is distribution for Cosmic Gold, which I'm getting free from having the NFT. So they're just sending me, like, they sent me 75 Cosmic Gold last like a few days ago, and so that's in there. But otherwise, I'm pretty much done with Yieldly. Yeah, you're right. There are better projects. So guys, remember to leave any questions you have. I'm going to go through the YouTube comments, but if you have any questions for me, anything you want to ask, leave it in the chat and I will answer it on air. So I had a video kind of go viral. I did one on BitBoy Crypto and it really blew up. That was interesting to watch. Basically, he was suing somebody, and he was basically suing another YouTuber who called him out for they called him out for like doing these rug pulls where he'll like pump a coin and a bunch of his followers will go buy it and then he sells it. So let's see. Yeah, someone asked about Cake DeFi. I took all my Bitcoin out of it. The rest I'm just kind of leaving alone, but I'm not that excited about the project. You know, my new thing is that I want, how would I put this? I want an escape hatch, basically. Like a lot of these projects, like they don't have like easy off ramps. They have easy on ramps, but not easy off ramps. And that's one of my criticisms of Cake DeFi. And I should do an update video on it. This is what the person was asking about, but yeah, I'm not really using it as much as I used to. So, you know, some of you have heard this, but I'm like, I've said it before. I've said it on the channel that I'm not like exclusively an Algorand channel, but it is one of my main focuses. Just because, just because it's been working the best. Oh yeah, I've got this a couple times. People have asked me if I am from BC, Canada, and that's a good bit of detective work, I guess. That's a good, very educated guess. But no, I am not from BC, Canada. BC is my initials. It's my byline for anything I write. And so, yeah, basically I am BC. So hence the channel name. But BC, it's funny because when I was in British Columbia, I went to Vancouver and I was trying to find a hat that just said BC on it just because, I am BC. So I never found one. It was kind of surprising. I guess I could go to Boston College and maybe they got one that would work. Trying to see what else, if there's any good. Man, I'm losing my voice. Got a lot of spam. Oh yeah, someone had asked me how to get your NFT from the last governance. I was like, yeah, sorry, dude, I haven't really been doing governance for the last couple cycles, so I don't really know. Oh yeah, and I did one on the Cosmic Gold guys they wanted to do a preview video of the Cosmic Gold game, which is coming out sometime soon. It's supposed to come out in September, so anytime now. And it was basically him and the other developer playing on their phones, but the camera was away, so you couldn't really see what was going on. It was really strange, as you could barely see the gameplay. And they said that there's better ones coming out, so we'll see. I thought that was commonplace amongst YouTube channels, though. I'd rather watch people like you just try things out and talk about them. Yeah, I think you're referring to Miss Nesbitt. I think you're referring to my comment about hype. Yeah, it's a lot of them do that, and it's really frustrating because I'd get frustrated as a user because I'd watch a video and think, oh, that sounds really cool, and I go try something out and there were like 10 things they didn't tell me about. And that's really frustrating for me. So I'm like, well, I want to do, if I tell people about something, I want to tell them about all of it. Here's all the good things that happen. Here's the bad things. And, it doesn't mean like, just because I found a few flaws doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad project. But then sometimes it's like, yeah, like one of the things is like, people were talking about Townstar and how much it is to get involved, but they don't tell you about all the ETH fees, you know? Like they were talking about buying the Gala Gold membership to get a $50 NFT, and I'm like, well, that doesn't sound too bad. Well, it actually ends up being like $90 when all the Ethereum fees get factored in. Now, that's probably going to be different with the merge, but just saying, like it was really frustrating for them to not even talk about that. And I try to talk about everything, so that's why a lot of times instead of like doing the video after the fact, I just like, hey, I'll try it out live on the channel. Let's just pull it up and start messing around with it, and you'll see what I see. Let's see. Yeah, Mr. X here. FR Mr. X says, I'm just wondering if you ever tried Realty, the main competitor of Lofty right now. Yeah, that's interesting. I heard something about that not too long ago. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but I think it's good that there's more than one. I'd like to see companies that do more stuff with NFTs like this, where it kind of solves a real world problem. Like it'd be cool if they covered, I don't know if any of you guys have bought a house, but buying a house is a major pain in the butt. And if there's a way to like solve that and make it easier on crypto, I think that'd be really great. Like even just the title stuff is just a major pain in the butt. If there's a way to like make that faster through crypto, or even like all the signing of the documents you have to do, if there's a way to like just do a cryptographic signature, that would be a lot easier. So I'd love to see. I'm glad hey, I'm always up for more competitors. I'm going to check that one out. I'll put that on my list, Realty, because one of the things that I was hoping would happen with Lofty is more multifamily. A lot of them are just kind of like single family homes. And I think multifamily or commercial would be interesting. So if they do more of that, I'd be interested. If it's kind of the same thing, I might not be as interested, because it's like, why do I need two of them? Of course, it's always good to not have all your eggs in one basket too. So yeah, thanks for the question, Mr. X. I appreciate that. Definitely one to keep an eye out on. See if I had any more stuff on YouTube. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna go for a few more minutes. So if you guys have any questions or anything you want to ask about, or you want an opinion on, or you just want to give me an opinion, that's cool too. We can talk about it. Yeah, I just think it's funny, like that. The Cosmic Champs thing, like, it's just crazy that they gave such a terrible video. I still think it's gonna be a great game. I'm super excited to try it out, and I like games on Algorand to be actual games, not like this stuff where it's like a Discord thing where you send this thing to that address. So I'm just not that interested in that. Okay, I'm really losing my voice, so let's see. Anything else in the chat? Missed that to use AlgoFi. I think I did a video on AlgoFi. Or did I? It's really something I should do. I didn't do anything on out. Yeah, I haven't done anything on this yet. I might try it out for like the next governance, just to kind of just because I think this is an important thing for me to know about, because this stuff comes up a lot when I'm talking about Algorand. This idea of being able to participate in governance yet still have your money free, your algo free to actually do things with. So that's a good point. I will put that one on my list as well. Good, very good point. Yeah. So are you using that one, Mrs. Nesbitt? I'm going to keep that one on. I'm going to keep that one, and I'm going to put Realty. I'm even pulling it up in my tab right now just to. Yeah, there it is. Fractional investment. I've been pretty happy with Lofty. Lofty has Lofty's they do a really good job in yeah, I actually could reach out to the CEO and he would reach back to me, which is pretty cool. Yeah, very much agree, Mrs. Nesbitt. Definitely worth playing around with. All right. Well, guys, I am losing my voice, so thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And as always, like I said, if you haven't hit the like button yet, I'd appreciate it if you'd go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, like, 'cause it'd be a good idea, just because we do a lot of experiments and we let you know how it goes. So you can learn from, if I lose money, you can let me lose the money and you don't have to. So far, we've been pretty good. Celsius has probably been the biggest slap in the face so far. Everything else has been like, either it's just kind of or it's good and it works, and I haven't had anything really just like go go kaput yet. So anyway, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to join our community too, we got that. You can hit the join button next to the subscribe channel and be part of. Got a private Facebook group and maybe a Discord if enough people ask me for it. I'll try to figure that out. But otherwise, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Stay safe out there, and as always,